Today's episode of Todd's Turntable Talk is brought to you by the letter A. Welcome to another episode of Todd's Turntable Talk. Before we get started, like always, I want to remind everybody to please make sure and hit that subscribe button, as well as that bell notification to let you know each and every time a new episode drops here on our channel. I've been toying around with the idea for a while of showing off my record collection. Many people have asked me about certain records I have, things like that. So I thought it'd be really fun to just go through the entire collection. Now don't get scared, not all in one video. That'd take a long time. But we are going to go through them a letter at a time. So each episode will be the next letter in the alphabet in my collection. Now, before we get started over here, these are not my records. These are my girlfriend's records right here. I've gotten her more into vinyl. So these are hers. Mine are all behind me after that. And so we're going to reach back here and through the magic of editing, all the records that are over here are going to wind up over here so I can start cycling through them all and showing them to you. And just like that, they're down here now. So I'm going to go through each record. If there's something to talk about in each one, I might touch a little bit on them, but I'm not going to deep dive into any of them just because that's not what this is about. This is more about just showing all the cool records that I own, stuff that I love, stuff that I want to turn other people on to. So hopefully you all enjoy this. This is for the major. If you're not a humongous vinyl person and you're not a huge collector, this isn't for you. Anybody who's just really into seeing collections and maybe getting ideas, here we go. First up, I should say the albums in my collection are organized by artist alphabetically. And if in the case of a solo artist like Billy Joel or Bryan Adams, whatever, it's last name first. Adams, comma Bryan, Joel, comma Billy, just like you would see in a library. What are those? Kids, ask your parents. So first up, we have an album that I think everybody should have in their record collection. It is an amazing rock record, and that is AC/DC's Back in Black. This is not an original pressing. It is from the Columbia Record Club, which you can tell by the little first album with Brian Johnson. Just amazing songs. Back in Black, Hell's Bells, You Shook Me All Night Long, Rock and Roll Ain't No Pollution, Have a Drink on Me. Just a great, great record, and one that I think everybody should have. On the flip side of that, next up, we have AC/DC's newest record, Power Up. This is a incredible album. Very awesome. Very great, straightforward rock and roll. What made AC/DC what it is. And this is the Walmart pressing. And what's cool about this one, I'm not going to take them fully out because I don't like to do that unless I'm playing them or it's really different. It's on red vinyl, which is really cool. I saw that and I had to get it. I got this actually at a comic convention in Flint, so that was a really fun one to get, and just an awesome album. I love it. Now back on track to the next Ryan Adams album. This album here is called Demolition. This is another of Ryan Adams stuff. Really great, laid back, very cool, great singer-songwriter. Just an awesome record. The next record in my collection, Ryan Adams then went on to record Taylor Swift's 1989 album, re-recorded it in its entirety, in order, and released it as his own version of 1989. This album is awesome. It is really something special. It's really well done. and it's all in his style. They're not straight covers whatsoever. Songs like "Welcome to New York" now almost sound like a Bruce Springsteen song, and it's really cool. And this is probably next to Easy Tiger my favorite album of his, bar none. It's so good. These last two Ryan Adams albums I actually purchased at Happy Days Records and More in Lapeer. It's Lapeer, Michigan. It's a great place full of lots of really cool records and other fun things. This is first one is Ryan Adams live at Carnegie Hall, and he did a two-night show, and it was just an acoustic show, really intimate show at Carnegie Hall. Side one is night one, side two is night two. They're just selections from it. It's not the whole concert. There's 10 songs altogether, but a really nice intimate acoustic show. And finally, the last one on my Ryan Adams kick is I think this is his latest album. There might be one that just came out. I'm not for sure. This one's called Wednesdays. I got this at Happy Days Records and More also. I haven't actually listened to this one yet. I got it and put it away and kind of forgot it was there until we're started doing this video. So I know what I'm doing tonight. So yeah, can't really say much about this album because I haven't listened to it yet. Next up is so this album was one my girlfriend and I kept from my horrific experience with Vinyl, VNYL, the mail order record company that sends you records once a month based on what you like and what you listen to. First of all, I did a couple videos on this a while back. You can go look back on the channel and see them. Stay away, run away, don't do it, go, run for the hills, just get out, go. So I'm not a really big fan of the mail order vinyl subscription things on top of that. To me, it's better just go find them, the thrill of the hunt kind of thing. But this album we really dug. It's called Adam's House Cat. I've never heard of it outside of this, and I don't even know if it's still even a thing. Town Burned Down is the name of the album. Just really unique, kind of alternative punk kind of feel. Just really great record. But a really obscure, so I don't even know if you can find it. Good luck if you can. The next album we have here is the only album of Aerosmith's from the 70s I own. And there's a reason for that. I personally prefer 80s to 90s Aerosmith. I know, sacrilege, it's, yeah, whatever. But I think Aerosmith, as far as Steven Tyler and just their feel and their sound, became the best in that era. His voice became the voice we all know, and just the songs were great. And I get it, you know, like Big 10 Inch is funny. It's about his wiener, ha ha ha, whatever. But I honestly feel the songs, production, and everything were better after the 70s. But this album, I really enjoy. And this is Toys in the Attic, which has the song I referenced, but also Toys in the Attic, Walk This Way, Sweet Emotion comes from this album. Really cool album. Paid $7 for it. Sticker's still on it. And then we get to my favorite Aerosmith stuff, which starts with Permanent Vacation. This album has Ragdoll, Dude Looks Like a Lady, Angel. There's another big one. There's another good one. Oh, I mean, I'm Down. They're a Hangman's Jury. Like, very cool, very great record. And then the next one would be what everybody considers their classic album, Aerosmith, Pump. This one, you know, has Young Lust, Love in an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun, The Other Side, What It Takes. This is an original pressing. As you can see, the back is kind of beat up. But this is just a great record. Next in my collection, my all-time favorite Aerosmith album, bar none, out of any album theirs they've ever done. And I just think this album is a masterpiece. I just think it's so, so good. And that is their album, Nine Lives. Just the production, the songwriting, the sheer unabashed, like, just rock and roll energy on this album. You know, such songs as the title track, Nine Lives, Hole in My Soul, Falling in Love is Hard on the Knees, Taste of India is just amazing. Full Circle. And the vinyl version of this actually includes Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which was not on the album, which is only on the soundtrack to Armageddon, but the vinyl edition has that on it. Next, this record was one of the many that I got in my trip to Los Angeles when I went to Amoeba Records, which there's a video of that on the channel as well if you want to check that out. And I went through and got some cool stuff. And one of them is a band my girlfriend got me into, and this is AJR's OK Orchestra. Great album. Songs like Bummerland, Way Less Sad, Bang, which was the big hit. And this is on a really cool gold vinyl as well. I like colored vinyl. As long as it didn't come out in the 60s and 70s. Colored vinyl back then wasn't so great. But nowadays, the colored vinyl sounds no different to me than a black vinyl. And I'll get record store day, or record store day. I'll get record store exclusive ones to, um, if they're a cool variant or a cool color or whatever, because I just, I'm collecting them to listen to, but also I like them if they look cool. So I do that. Also, I'm not worried about that. People will claim the Walmart and Target ones sound different, but Target and Walmart don't manufacture their vinyl. Whoever manufactures the album manufactures different versions for different stores. When Metallica's came out, their pressing plant manufactured the Target one, the Walmart one, the indie record store one. All of them were done in the same plant on the same presses, so they're all going to sound the same. Next up, just a quick run here. These I got from my grandmother when she passed away. I grabbed a few of her records. Me and my dad, my uncle went through and picked out some. And I didn't have any of this in my collection. I don't listen to it often, but it is some nice background music once in a while. And that's Herb Alpert. And we have this one here, which you see in literally every record store everywhere, right next to Jermaine Jackson and Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. You see this right there with them. This is Whipped Cream and Other Delights. And two other ones here of his. Just some fun big band, jazz big band style stuff, Next in the letter A, another one that I got from my trip in Los Angeles. And this album is one that was also I picked up for some sentimental reasons. And she was the favorite artist of a friend of mine named Karina Van Hamlin, who passed away a while ago, whose picture is over here. But this album is also just a beautiful masterpiece of a record. And it's Tori Amos's Little Earthquakes, her debut album. This is not an original. This is a repress, 180 gram reissue, but it sounds phenomenal. And there's just so many good songs on here. Definitely a favorite in my collection. Next up, this is a band my buddy Taylor Von Brockdorf turned me on to, and I hadn't heard of them until he showed me this record in particular, and so I had to go out and get it myself. And this is their album AM. This is Arctic Monkeys. Really cool, really fun stuff. Great grooves, great songs. Great album. And we're getting towards the end of the A's here. Only got 3 left. The next 2 I'm going to show you at the same time. Another time capsule kind of sentimental thing. My grandfather on my dad's side, as well as my dad, really loved Chet Atkins, and I do as well. And so at the record store a couple times, I've run across some Chet Atkins ones and picked them up. So I have a couple Chet Atkins records in my collection. Fingerstyle guitar is my favorite one though. His version of Unchained Melody is just is just beautiful. He was an amazing guitar player, just amazing. And last in the letter A, we have AWOL Nation. Now, I'd only ever heard their song Sail, I think it's called, on the radio. And my buddy Brett Fortney, who I've done a video with in the past on the channel, turned me on to this album. And it's a cover album of theirs called My Echo, My Shadow, My Covers, and Me. And it's really good. They do covers of like Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons, Take a Chance on Me by ABBA, Maniac, Just a Friend by Bismarck E., Material Girl by Madonna, but it's sung by Taylor Hanson, which is really fun. And this one also is printed on recycled vinyl. And what that means is when they press a record, all the excess vinyl gets put in this bin, and then it ends up getting melded together to make really cool looking variant vinyl, like so. And so you get this really cool splattery marbled type look, which is really fun. And I definitely recommend giving this album a shot. It's really well done. And just the songs are great. It's a great record. So definitely hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will be back for letter B in our next episode, all the way to Z. And I wonder what you're thinking. Do we have albums for every letter of the alphabet? Sure do. Several. So until that time, we'll see you for another episode of Todd's Turntable Talk.